nerds? Welcome to season 3 of the Unvaulted podcast. I am your host, Squatingdog, D-O-G. And this season of the podcast, we are keeping our hands on the pulse of chapter 3 and following its evolution to cover everything from creative to competitive to casual. And our next guest is a perfect person to have on because he is a TikTok and Twitch legend. He is a true optimist straight out of New York City, known for keeping Epic Games accountable to each and every one of their game decisions. Please give me a warm welcome for Micawave. Yeah. What's up, man?
How's it going? Appreciate you for having me. It's good to be here.
Yeah, dude. It's so exciting to have your voice at the table because I feel like you are somebody who loves holding Epic Games accountable through some of your videos. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
So said already, my name is Micawave, and I got the name from my actual name is Micah, M-I-C-A-H.
Okay.
And the way I came up with it is it's a combination of Micah and microwave. And it's sort of like the background is sort of like a basketball thing. So
wait, basketball? How? What's the basketball?
Yeah, so when you like microwave is associated, it's sort of associated like with heating up, like you hit back-to-back shots. Like,
okay.
So it came from basketball, and I just, I stuck with it, brought it over to gaming. It's like this name is still cool, so I'm just gonna keep using it. So yeah, I'm a streamer and content creator. I've been doing it for 2 years. And two years and change-ish. I've been doing it full-time for just a little over a year. This is my first month doing it full-time. I started January 1st,
Congrats.
2021. Appreciate it. And it's going well so far. And I quit my full-time job as of January 1st, 2021.
Yes, love to hear it.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good so far. I make YouTube content, TikTok content. Post here and there on Instagram. I love Instagram. It's my favorite social media platform.
Okay.
Twitch. I stream on Twitch daily, and I'm focused on laughs. I love to make people laugh, no matter how I do it. And I'm focused on the small things too. I'm not all about the gameplay, and I just every detail in the game that I play, I like to make sure that I can get something out of it. I don't like to miss things. Yeah, for sure.
And your footage, I mean, all of your clips, it's like you hone in. You've got like the magnifying glass out, and you expose all of the perfect things and all the moments that you can miss easily in a clip. And so I love that you do that. You kind of like slow it down for your audience of like, did you catch this? Because it's hilarious. And I love that about your content so much. So your name, have you always had, has it always been Micawave since the beginning? Or when did you start that and translate that through content creation?
It has been throughout my entire content creation journey. It has been
cool.
The same name, yeah. And I've had the name really, like 3 years. It's been like 3 years old since before I started content creating. So yeah, it's been there. We talk about old screen names, like old, like back when I first started gaming. You don't want to get too much into that, but
people are gonna want to know.
Yeah, I mean, my first stream name was it was Endless Wave XO. I was infatuated with like waves and stuff like that. I've never surfed in my life. I don't even like to swim, but like for some reason I was infatuated with water and waves and stuff like that. But that's
we're not going to talk about the XO part. We're not going to talk about the XO part. What's the XO?
That was the X part. The XO part was a big thing back in the day. Like we had XX at the end of our names and stuff like that, and like that was just something I added to it.
I love that
to make it look cool, I guess.
Yeah, of course. So why do you have it like if you go to your Twitch channel, you have the pronunciation of Micawave?
Mm-hmm.
Do people mess it up continue like all the time? Like I'm so confused of how you can mess this up.
Every single time. Raids on Twitch, like only one out of my entire 2 years of streaming, only a total of 2. I raid all the time, and a total of 2 people have gotten my name correct.
Really?
It's that bad. Yeah, even my government name,
They call you
even Micah,
Microwave? Is that what
no,
it is?
Micawave.
Miko.
Micawave is what people do, like, say all the time. And then either I correct them or at this point, I don't even do it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But the
You're just like,
chat,
thanks to the people, but like, I'm not gonna get into the drama of it.
yeah, the chat usually corrects them, and it takes them a good while because they don't, like, they don't type it in correct. They don't type the pronunciation incorrectly or whatever, and it takes them a while to get it. It takes the streamer a while to get it, and
Yeah.
once they do, it's like, oh, it clicks, like, oh, that actually
Oh,
makes sense.
genius.
That's such a cool name. It's so creative, and I'm like, yeah, yeah. I'm just sitting, yeah.
You're like 5
Um,
steps ahead of everybody that comes in and reads it, really.
yeah, and all throughout school too, it's been the same way. With my name, Micah.
Yeah.
It's been the same way. I've had about like 1 or 2 teachers get it right on the first
Jeez.
day, like attendance. Yeah,
Oh, man. It
it's
feels
that
it
it's
feels
that
like
bad.
the Aaron situation. That whole, like, where they mispronounce people intentionally. It's like, I feel like teachers do that. They're just all about trying to screw up people's names. Okay. So
Trying to get in your skin.
tell me, Micah Wave, um, what got you into content creation? How did you get involved with it? I mean, like, going full time is like such a huge deal in general, but like, what was the initial itch, or like what got you into it, and how did you get to where you are right now?
Yeah, I love telling this story. So I was like, after I graduated high school, I didn't go right to college. I was mixed up with a bunch of different stuff. I had a lot of stuff going on in my life. Ended up not going to high school, and I wasn't the most popular kid back in the day. Spent a lot of time by myself unintentionally, um, which made me see the value in like spending time with myself and
Yeah.
self love and trying to and with that, I spent a lot of time with myself intentionally, and with that, I was able to figure myself out and figure out what I really like. Because
Mhm.
hanging around other people all the time is not necessarily a good thing. You're gonna find out what they like. You're not gonna find out what
Yeah.
you like. And through that, I was through all the stuff that I figured out about myself, I found a passion. And at the time, nobody around me was even. It wasn't even a thought. Like turning on a camera, playing a video game, acting like an idiot
Yeah.
in front of that camera, you know? Um, Everybody around me was either, athlete, you know, rapper,
Yep.
and I decided to think of myself all this time I spent with myself. I figured that out, and I told myself, I love to game. I've always loved to game, and I love to make people laugh. I've always been a class clown all the
Mhm.
way back middle school, 6th grade, and I'm like, yeah, this is the perfect avenue. This is the perfect combination. This is like tailor made occupation for me.
Mhm.
So I got into it. I got everything I needed. I did the research beforehand. A lot of people start out like I've heard a lot of people's origins to streaming, and they usually stream straight off the PlayStation or straight off the console, like off the app, and it would just be the gameplay and stuff like that. I went on Amazon, got a little, trash PC,
Mhm.
um, with enough specs to run an Elgato HD60.
There you go.
I already had a PlayStation 4, so put those together, got me a webcam, got all the equipment that I needed. It looked like a regular stream. It looked like anybody else's stream for the most part, and started making videos from there. And well, I started streaming first, and a little bit after I started making videos, I realized very quickly that you can't grow just streaming on Twitch.
Right. Nope.
There's no way. There's
Yeah,
just
no
no
way.
shot.
Mhm.
Um, so I started to create content. I was putting little clips here and there on Instagram. I edited my first YouTube video like a month in, and because I downloaded Adobe Premiere Pro, I downloaded the whole Adobe package,
Yeah, it's the best.
and I studied it in and out for days. And even today, like I edit all my own stuff. I make my own thumbnails on my YouTube channel. Every TikTok video, every Instagram post, every YouTube video is all done by me. All the streaming, everything you see on the stream, uh, all done by me. I'm the whole team and myself within myself. And so I forgot, I lost my train of thought. So learned Adobe Premiere Pro, learned all that other stuff, and was posting on where was I? Posting on Instagram, posting on YouTube, and I found TikTok.
Yeah.
Um, sort of like I found TikTok like 3-4 months in, and
Which is really annoying to edit for those that are listening.
yeah,
Like you have
absolutely.
to move a bunch of stuff. You have to, like, in Premiere Pro, you have to like copy the same clip twice and put, like, it's not a like really enjoyable editing experience for
Mhm.
those that are content creators.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah, I know what it's like to kind of like, all right, no, I guess we're going vertical.
Yeah.
Like,
And I just love to do it. I had to get that content out for TikTok. And especially when I started to find my niche, like I preach all the time. People ask me all the time, how do I grow? And I'm more than willing to preach how to, I'm big on that too. That's a part of my content as well. Like how to grow as a content creator and streamer and as a streamer,
yeah.
and the strategies and methods that I use to do it. Like I literally map out all the time. Whenever somebody asks me in the chat, in the Twitch chat, um, I get real passionate about it, and I,
Mm.
you know, tell them like I don't leave anything out. And I have multiple videos up of me explaining how to grow and what kind of content you should be creating, and what kind of content you should be creating specifically. And yeah, that's a part of my content as well. But what was I saying about?
So you went into TikTok, you were
Instagram.
going
Yeah.
for.
Yep.
Is that where you got discovered
Absolutely.
originally, and then everything else kind of flooded in?
Yep. Absolutely. It started with so when I was streaming and making content, I was also a full-time college student, and
Okay.
I worked a part-time job as well. So I would wake up extreme very early in the morning, crack of dawn,
Hmm.
um, go to my classes, and straight from there go to work. I would get in around like 10, 11 p.m., get straight on, create content, like stream, get that content, take that content, take whatever I got, uh, and after I end the stream, edit. So I was averaging about a good like 3 or 4 hours of sleep, uh, based off that,
Dang.
and it it wasn't an inconvenience for me. Like I tell people all the time, like it's not really hard work if you love doing
What
it.
you're doing.
Like
Yeah.
if you have a passion for it, and I loved it, and I was running off adrenaline. Like all those posts I was putting up, they were going like especially when it go viral. Like I would love to see people's reactions to my content,
Yeah.
and I loved putting smiles on people's faces and making people laugh, and I love the reactions to when people come in my chat and say, "Oh, I love this video, I love that video," and you're making my day. And on top of the motivation I already had for streaming and content creation, people coming in and telling me I'm making their day, and
Yeah.
like they're like I'm helping them get through stuff. Like that's all I need. It's like I can't stop now. I want to impact as many people as possible
Yeah. That's
before I
great.
go. And so yeah, so I love telling the story too. This TikTok story. I was posting somewhat normal clips,
Hmm.
but I was always focused on my reaction to the game. Um, if you watch some of the clips, like my face is all over it. So like it's damn near almost like no gameplay. So so I was always focused on that, but I put up this one clip in particular. It didn't go viral, but I knew somebody had let me know. So basically what I did was I this is when chapter 2 first dropped. Chapter 2 had
Okay.
first come out, and there was a huge thing about like running from the storm and there being no mobility, and
Yeah.
it was so annoying. Like everybody was running from the storm.
This
So
was before cars, if you're listening. No
yeah,
cars were in the game, so it was just, like, literally I don't think they even had launch pads. It was just, like, the
nothing.
storm was destroying people left and right.
Absolutely. So I'm running from the storm this one game. I had a bright idea. I'm like, I'm gonna just act like I'm asleep. I'm gonna act like I'm asleep while I'm running from the storm, snoring and everything. So I clipped that, put it on Instagram, and somebody in Instagram, and I put it on Instagram and TikTok, and somebody in the Instagram comments, it didn't do any numbers. So, but somebody in the Instagram comments said, "Yo, this is actually funny. This is hilarious," and I thought so too. Um, so I decided to run with it. So the next video, I uh, I took it a step further. As I'm running from the storm, I pull out a book, act like I'm reading a book, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and I think in the same clip or in another one, I um I acted like I was on a phone, and I I told my boss, like, yo, I can't come in, I can't make it in today. I'm running from the storm. He says, why? I'm running from the storm. And in the same clip, I acted like I was going to the store, put on my jacket, everything. I acted like I was to the store, came back in with bags, you know. That went ballistic. It went crazy. First viral video. And I remember
Yeah.
coming home from work that night, and I'm texting my girlfriend like, yo, when uh you post a video and it goes viral on TikTok, and you're constantly going back from the
Yeah.
notifications to the profile, like,
Yeah.
and the number just keeps going
Yeah.
up. You keep refreshing. So I'm doing that on the bus on the way home from work, and I'm texting my girlfriend like, "Yo, I don't think it's gonna stop. It's not stopping. It's not
Yeah.
stopping." And she's like, "I don't think it's gonna stop." So yeah, and it's funny. Funny story is that the next day was the update for launch pads,
Oh, funny.
and they added launch pads to the game the next day.
That's
So
awesome.
you know what I did? I um I made a video of me looking for launch pads, couldn't find one, and ended up running from the storm again. Back to back viral videos, back
Love
to
it.
back.
That's
I'm
great.
like, so yeah, that's how I started out. And since then I've just been making, since then I've had so many, like, and I preach this too, like, you gotta have something that people can attach to your name. You
Mhm.
do something unique, and
Yeah.
do something that people can relate to, people find funny. So
Yeah.
I've had so many different, like, memes and stuff like that. People come in the Twitch chat from watching the videos and like, yo, it's Epic Games, is this your game? Is this
Yeah.
your game? Is a big one. I've had multiple, like, um NPCs, like I don't know if you've seen the Jonesy videos. I've been arguing
Yeah.
with, when I argue with NPCs,
Yeah.
um, like, so many different. I can't even count. Um,
It's so
and they just
it's refreshing, like, it's really refreshing because I think a lot of people, especially listeners, they might think, "I have to be good at the game," or I have to, like, have some sort of equipment in order to it's like, I feel like you're such a refreshing person to have blow up because you are just a personality. It's it's you being yourself and finding something that's funny and then finding an experience that is very common to a player and then exploiting that experience. And I feel
absolutely.
like that's the magic with you is like you find an everyday thing that everyone experiences in Fortnite, but then you take it to the next level and your content like really shines because of that. And I mean it's really easy to find a viral clip of you. Like if you're listening right now and you're like, okay, let me check this out. You'll love it. It's just he's hysterical. You've got to check him out. I think one thing that people when they come by your stream though, they look at you and then they notice that there's a Spider-Man hanging upside down behind you. Could you tell me
That's another
what
one of my
what
things.
is his significance and how did that begin? Because I find it really hilarious. You use it in some of your clips, but what's going on with Spider-Man back there?
Yeah, that's another one of my things. I also preach that brainstorming is huge when it comes to content
Mm,
creation. Not too many people do it. There have been nights where I walk back and forth. I have a whiteboard, up here, and it has a bunch of stupid ideas. A lot of them get scrapped, a lot of them don't, and it's just as a content creator, you got to know how to weave out all the bad stuff and know what's really like worth, as if you're trying to grow and you're just starting out, you should do everything. But as a content creator, you got to know how to like you got to know when something is good. How this came about, I was just thinking of stuff to, the game is getting you ad. I need something to hit. That's basically it. So I hung Spidey up, and before I hung him up, I think I was throwing him around or whatever. Like I think I did. I think something happened to me in the game, and I saw him somewhere, and like he was like right next to me. And I threw him or something like that. Gave me an idea, and I hung him up. Because he's Spider-Man, he hangs upside down. People come in the chat and ask me why he's hanging upside down. It's Spider-Man. He does that,
That's a thing.
Yeah. So that's become a reoccurring thing too. I just recently put up a TikTok clip on a little compilation of me, like looking back at him. There's this thing I do when something happens in the game, and that's kind of weird. And I just, are you seeing this? Like I just sort of give him a look, like, And
did you ever watch The Office at all?
A little bit of it.
You're essentially Jim to the camera guy. Like when something stupid is happening, and you just need a person to look at. Like, are you seeing this? That's what your Spider-Man is your camera guy essentially.
That's funny.
Like, what's going? What is? Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah. So aside from that, like if the game really gets on my nerves, like I'll slide over, punch him in his head. There's one clip, one of my favorite clips that has him in it. It was I think somebody had shot me through builds or something like that. I don't remember what exactly happened to me. But I charged up this punch out. This was the most genuine punch I could get, and I completely missed. I like nipped his head, and he barely moved. And I put so much energy into that punch, and it was it. I thought that was hilarious when I watched it back, so I had to get that up as soon as possible. But yeah,
love it, love it, dude, love it. So let's start going into a little bit of Fortnite, where we're at. I'd love to hear some of your perspective on it, given that like your style is fantastic. So my first question though for you is, we've had millions of collaborations, right? Like Fortnite is essentially a collaboration machine. Is there a particular collaboration that you're holding out for? I know you're into anime. I know you've got like a decent level of gaming in you. Is there a collaboration in Fortnite that you would just like freak out about if it came through?
Yeah, I am. You're right. I really am into anime, and I was stoked about the Naruto collab.
Yeah.
They did Spider-Man, my favorite superhero.
They did Spider-Man. Yeah. They're kind of just like hitting check marks. It's kind of like you might think like, oh, maybe they've already done that.
Mm-hmm.
But is there one in particular that I mean, they hit two of yours? Is there another thing that's you're like, this would be it for me? Like, I'm a huge Final Fantasy guy. Like, I love old Final Fantasy 7 is my favorite. Getting Cloud in the game would like, I would freak out about that.
Yeah. Speaking of Final Fantasy, I the first thing that popped in my mind was Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is my all-time favorite fantasy series. Sora is my all-time favorite gaming protagonist. When they put him in Smash, I almost cried. Oh my god! So
and it shows that could happen, right? Like I feel like we could easily get that. The Disney, they're already working with Disney. So it's just Square Enix then at this point, which would be crazy.
If that happened, I would take my money, take it all, take all of it.
All of it. Yeah, I would buy every single one for sure. I made the mistake of saying like, I'm going to buy every collaboration skin just to like get Fortnite, like just so that Fortnite knows that this is what I want. And now that was a mistake because there's just way too many. Everyone's a collaboration at this point.
Fortnite does an amazing job at with these collaborations. They do a great job for sure. Um, they're definitely doing an amazing job with these collaborations, and I love each and every one of them. It's not one of them that I'm thinking like, ugh. Even if I don't
Right.
watch or play that specific, like I can
Yeah.
appreciate it for
Totally.
sure.
Totally. So we pop by your stream. You're running a unique outfit. Tell me a little bit of your fascination with our little alien buddy that you seem to rock every time I come by.
So I love that skin. And
What is it for people
it's
listening?
human. It's the human Bill skin, and what I call him Big Head Bill because of his head size, and I intentionally don't put a hat on his head to show off his head. And every time a lot of people come in the chat and say, "Yo, his skin looks like you," they crack a joke. I've got it a million times before.
Yeah.
It's getting old. I understand that. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's just a very it's a like you said, it's a unique skin, and I like unique, and it's slim. You know, a lot of like everybody likes the the slim skins,
Uh-huh.
and the combination of like the slender
Right.
with the big head is just something about it for me. Like it got me. Give me take my money.
You're like you're headshotable, but then also hidden in other ways. Super cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking about skins, I know you're passionate about this. Okay, I've got a really perfect question for you. Okay, I hand tailored this just for you. Which outfit do you think is better? Aura, Crystal, the superhero skins, or Dynamo? Which
Yo,
one's the best one?
I mean, I hate the Dynamo skin so much. I hate it because the Dynamo skin, it's such a bad skin. It's not appealing to the eye whatsoever, and people are dying for this skin. I hate it. Why?
Okay, so
And
Dynamo is out. Which one would you choose, bro?
You know how difficult that is for me. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I mean, if I had to,
If you had to, yeah.
if my life depended on it, if my career depended on it, I mean, I would have to go with maybe like I don't know. Aura is pretty cool. I've never really had that big of a problem with Aura. I've never really had that big of a problem. It's just the what it associates with is like
So
I
let's
go with.
dive into that. I feel like I would love to hear your thoughts on logging into a game, looking around the lobby, sizing it up, watching people do 90s as soon as they possibly can, Star Wands a galore, and then these four outfits and a few others. And then there's you, the Bill skin, massive forehead, and some personality in the mix. Tell me what's wrong with that picture to you?
Yeah, it goes way deeper than just the skin for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people say they want old Fortnite, and this clip went super. It's one of the takes that that you were talking about, and a lot of people say they want old Fortnite. I
Yeah.
want old Fortnite back. Chapter 1, season 1, 2, 3, and I say that like it's not necessarily what makes old Fortnite is not what's in the game because people complain all the time about all the stupid stuff that they're adding to the game, and they're ruining Epic Games is ruining the game, adding all this stupid stuff like mechs and like uh, all these stupid little items and stuff like that, and it's like it's not what they're adding in the game. It's not what's in the game. It's what people are doing with the things in the game.
Yeah.
You Fortnite is what you make it, you know? And I feel like the rise of like content creators and professional gamers is what ruined. I don't think Fortnite is ruined. So I'm gonna put it in quotations.
Yeah.
Ruined Fortnite for a lot of people. That's why a lot of people step away from a lot of the biggest content creators, not just content creators, but like, a lot of, casual gamers are stepping away from Fortnite because of the fact that, everybody is hopping onto the game just to try, like just to try to be the best. Everybody has TTV, YT in the name, which is not a problem.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna make content and create content and be a streamer and or content creator, do it the right way, Like, and what
And
I say,
what is that?
yeah, the
What
right
would you say
way
that is?
is, finding something unique to you, and you don't, like you said, you don't have to be good at the game. Like, everybody is trying to do the same thing. I'll go on TikTok, I scroll TikTok,
Yeah.
and my For You page is just full of edit cores, 200 pump, cranking 90s, showing off your edits. Like, it's like, if I
Yeah.
want to watch that, I'll go watch Clicks, Booga. I watch the best in I watch the best in the game do that. Like,
Sure.
you got to give me a reason to watch you besides like you being good at the game. And these triple 90 edit course clips are not even like, it's nothing special, because if you get into a cash cup with some of these pros, the top 1%, you can't take 10 shield off them. So
Yeah.
is you're not really giving me a reason to stop by your stream. So
Sure.
I just feel like these skins are synonymous with the like all the kids that, just trying to be good at the game, and, the kids that, ruin the game, the people that quote unquote ruin the game. And I just feel like everybody just needs to, calm down
Chill out.
and chill out and squad up, get your boys, build a sky base,
Mhm.
have fun with the game again. Stop taking it so serious, please. Stop taking the game so serious. It's made to have fun,
Yeah.
and you don't need to be the best. Just this you don't need to be the best. You're stressing yourself out. Um, you just just have fun.
Relax a little.
Yeah,
Just chill. Yeah, chill out. I find it so funny, like even just in terms of self-expression. Like there's thousands of outfits,
abs-
and hundreds. You probably have hundreds in your locker, just from battle passes alone if you've played a while.
absolutely.
And yet there's still this need to have like the golf whatever it is, the hitter or whatever it's called, or like the star one. And
Star
it's like
Wars.
why not just why do you why why do you have to not be yourself? Like like you have all of this room to be expressive and be yourself, and take the game in so many different directions than just like being somebody who has white edits climbing to the sky. There could be more than that. You could be fun with that, you could have fun with that. But I do think that there is this pressure for kids to make, I don't know, make money at a young age, or be like seen in a different way. And I feel like that it feels like a little bit of insecurity where they're taking on somebody else's mantle and trying to make it their own. Or they see somebody else do it and they think that that's the only way. And so
Absolutely.
it's really refreshing hearing your take on it, because I think like we could use a lot more young content creators that are confident in just who they are, like just being themselves and having fun with their friends. Because I would love more to see those types of clips, and those are usually the big clips, right? Like
Mhm.
you could find 1,000 of the same type of like edit course clips, but
Same
the
thing.
one that sticks out is the sabotage between Ninja and like those things. Like those are the moments that you tend to remember for some
Mm.
reason. And I think it's because of what you're talking about. Like there's more to it. You're
Yeah.
capturing a moment that we all experience when we squat up, rather than being a lonely solo off in the distance editing in an edit course by yourself. Like I feel like we could it's good that if you want to push yourself in that direction, go for it. Competitive
Absolutely.
is awesome, but like I just don't understand why you can't carve out a piece of competitive in your own way or in your own style, and why you have to look just like everybody else. It's
Be
interesting.
creative. Be creative. Absolutely. That's a big thing for me. You got to be creative, and creativity. You got to be it's in your title. You're a content creator. You got to create.
Right.
And so many people drop by the stream, and like, that's what people don't people it's funny when new chatters come in and they haven't watched the content and they come in off the recommended page on Twitch
Mhm.
and they see me and like, yo, you're trash. I'm like, yo, it's not what people are here for. You know?
Yeah.
Like people watch me for hours, some streams hours, die off spawn
The whole
and
time.
the whole time. And I'm making like every moment I'm still having fun
Yeah.
and I'm making every moment entertaining for them
Yeah.
and they love it. Um so it's not about like being the best. And it's not about, trying to, sweat and be the best in the game. Um it's about having fun and being creative. Content creation is about having fun and being creative and you know, influence. And I see and when people see that you're having fun
Yeah.
and you're laughing, they'll laugh with you.
Right. 100%. 100%. Okay, my next question for you. What is your unpopular opinion? What is an unpopular opinion you have about Fortnite? Just anything that comes to mind that you're like, you have an opinion of it, and it's probably not the most popular. I'd
I
love
think
to
that
hear yours.
I think that if it wasn't for Fortnite, um, if it wasn't for Fortnite, I mean, it's probably not unpopular, but if it wasn't for Fortnite, Twitch wouldn't be as, no anywhere near as big as it is. Like
Mm,
people think that, people like to dog on Fortnite and
yeah.
Ninja and stuff like that. And people like the Warzone guys and the Apex guys. And, if it wasn't for like you wouldn't even be I don't care what you watch on Twitch,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You wouldn't be you can't find a lot of accounts made before like late 2017.
Mm,
A lot of Twitch accounts
interesting.
you can't find a lot of Twitch accounts made before like late 2017. And
Fortnite's
yeah,
like the gateway drug
yeah, absolutely.
for Twitch users.
And people are bagging on the game like you didn't play it at one point and have a great time. Um so I just feel like Fortnite and the content creators and the influencers on Fortnite um made it so that they gave people a platform and they let people know that this can be a career and you can make something out of this.
Yeah.
And that's when all the TTVs and the YTs started coming
Mhm.
in and
I'm even
everybody
seeing
started trying
Facebook now. I'm seeing like all sorts of like it's
Facebook.
wild.
People are trying everything that they
Yeah.
can to make this a career, and they're all. I wish I could just give everybody like I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to do, really. Whenever people come in and ask for advice and stuff like that, like I could just give people the formula. Like I don't tell anybody on stream or in the video like anything that I haven't done myself.
Yeah. That's
You know,
awesome.
so um, and not a lot of people do that. Not just because they don't know. Well, not just because they know and they won't tell anybody, but a lot of people don't know. Like you can't even get like good advice from the bigger guys because they have an entire team behind them.
Yeah.
And
Right.
like um so the bigger guys have a team behind them. What was I going with that? Yeah, some of the bigger guys have a team behind them and they don't know the ins and outs of like what kind of content you should post and
Mm,
like stuff like that, like what kind of content you should be making, like in what you should be like your niche and um finding what content like would be good for you. And I feel like up and coming content creators now, people that are blowing up now are people that you should ask because like
yeah.
they have to work, not discrediting anybody that blew up originally, but like people like Ninja and like uh the big guys, they blew up with the game and with Twitch.
Yeah.
Um, and now, if you want to make it big, if you want to grow on Twitch, you have to do what I'm doing. You gotta learn how to put up content, like find your niche,
And do
find something
everything
unique.
from
Yeah, you got to do it
editing to
all.
yeah,
You have to
yeah,
do everything. You got to work 10 times. You got to work 10 times harder. Like it's not
yeah,
like people are sitting on Twitch and just streaming and gaming in front of a camera and thinking that's gonna,
yeah,
praying for the best, hoping for the best. It's not gonna happen like that.
yeah,
Unfortunately, and yeah, you gotta put in the work if you wanna see any growth. You gotta put in the work
yeah.
for sure.
That's great. That's good advice. Okay, so for those that are listening, this is being filmed right after the pizza party was added into the game of Fortnite. We are in week 7 or 8 of chapter 3. And I'm curious of you just got into the game, right? So like you've been in the game for a while. You just got into chapter 3. What was your immediate reaction to chapter 3, Micawave? When you came in, what were your thoughts about it? What were your feelings about it? You've played the game for a while, so you have some context. But what was your hot take on dropping in on the new map?
I was actually stoked because I was semi disappointed with chapter 2. I think a lot of people were. But my reason for being disappointed was that like there weren't as many like back in chapter 1. There was like every other week there was something changing about the
Yep,
map, like there was something being added that was game changing, um, which is not necessarily good for the competitive scene,
totally.
but um, but it was fun to like hop onto the game. Oh, it's not something new. Like let's check this out. And I feel like chapter 3 is getting back to that a little bit. Like every other the added tilted. I heard they're adding the grotto soon. They're adding a new grotto, from what I've heard, and it's when I first dropped in, sliding mechanic immediately. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Like I still don't use it too much tactically, like, but I just love to like slide down mountains and stuff like that. Like, um, I have a great time with that. And the weapons, I immediately got on my nerves, to be
Yeah.
honest. The spray meta, but I understand it now. Like being able to, for the everything. I feel like everything Epic Games does and adds to the game, like all the little changes that they make to the weapons and stuff like that is for like the casual player to have
Yeah.
a easier time with the better players in the game, and that's understandable. And um like the spray meta and stuff like that people are annoyed with, like that I was also annoyed when I first dropped in. um like every time I died, SMG,
Yeah.
MK, like, oh,
Mhm.
when the MK, oh man,
A
like I have
beast.
multiple clips, yeah, multiple clips on TikTok already. Zapped out of the game with that thing.
Mhm.
Especially the mythic one. The mythic one. It's so fun to you.
Jeez.
It's so fun to zap people though. It's so fun. But that was my initial reaction. Like the spray meta is annoying, and new map cool. Spider-Man cool. Like this is my first battle pass that I maxed out first day.
Oh, well, yeah.
First battle pass. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to have Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
Even though I'm
All
not wearing
all
it too much now.
variants. Yep. I'm with you
Absolutely.
100%.
Even though I'm not wearing it too much now, because Big Head Bill is my guy. Um, but like when it first I had to have that black suit Spider-Man, so
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
But I like the battle pass, I like the map. I like that, all new weapons and stuff like that. It's refreshing. But the only thing that got on my nerves is the spray meta. And I love the fact that they're constantly, adding things and keeping chapter fresh. I appreciate it. And I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. A lot more fun than chapter 2.
Great. And so then now we sped up. I mean, we've gotten a lot of stuff like you had mentioned. They keep adding new things. There was a little bit of Christmas break. I think some people were like, "Hey, where are you guys at? You guys aren't allowed to have Christmas." But then they came back with a bang, We got the thunderstorms, tornadoes, we got the butter cake guy that's like roaming the map, and now we have pizza parties where you can get a pizza box, throw it down, heal you and your squad, have a snack in the middle of battles. What are your thoughts of the new things that they've added so far? What are you like? Do you like it? Do you like the direction they're heading? Curious of your thought from a content creation standpoint.
Um, I like it. It's cool. The pizza thing is cool. Like I love I'm liking the shareable heals that they're adding to the game.
Yeah.
Like the shield kegs and the pizza. It makes it's making squads like more enjoyable. You
Yeah.
know, everybody hops into a box. Oh, let's have some pizza. You know, throw down a shield keg. You know, um, I like that. Columbo, I call him Stanley.
Stanley.
Uh, I call him Stanley. He's pretty cool. Just don't shoot at him, obviously.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cute. I
It's
like that.
adorable.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want a
And I
plushie
like
so bad. You
and I
can maybe
love
have
the
that
fact
hanging
that
behind you as a little Columbo plushie.
absolutely that would be fire. And I just love the fact that they didn't make it too like game breaking. Like it's not just mad all the time running through people's builds. It's just for the most part it's just chilling, unless you get on its nerves. Um, but all in all, like I love what they're doing with the game, and they're adding a lot of good stuff, and they're mixing it up. And Epic Games has always done an amazing job at that, better than a lot of games at keeping it fresh
Yep.
and making sure to keeping the attention of their audience, in their player base.
I'm really impressed with, like you had mentioned, like you sparked this thought for me was like they are really emphasizing a lot of squad behavior. Whereas like prior, you have to like you might have no health and your teammates don't care because they have like 6 minis on them or whatever. And you're like, you have to audibly say, "Hey guys, can anybody help me? I could use some heals right now." And then they have to debate like, "Oh, I only have 2 left. I was going to use them for myself just in case I got beamed." So yeah, I guess so. And then the piggy minis start dropping on the floor. Where I feel like these last few items have been very like, "Hey, I'm throwing this keg down. Let's all get together." Or here's a pizza box. Let's all get together. It seems like there is an emphasis on that in this chapter, which I think is cool because it gives players the ability to hopefully think more about like the squad themselves and then just like the solo experience, which I feel like is kind of something that has been emphasized, I think, in chapter 2 a little bit more. Was just like
Absolutely.
it's just about you and maybe your duo. It's a lonely game. But now I feel like, yeah, they're kind of coming back with chapter 3 of like, let's get as many people to play with their friends as possible here. And I think that that's a really smart move, especially with the new chapter, is to be as accessible as possible to your friends. And so I think that's why we have the spray meta. I think, like they want people to come back, play the game, have some fun. Doesn't matter if that kid can like build the Eiffel Tower, you can chop them down
Got 'em
and you'll be
down.
fine. Like that's a good point. I think that's really interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So my next question for you is so you told us your immediate reaction. Mike, I love asking this question with people I talk with because a lot of times I feel like people have no clue. Um, do you follow the Fortnite story at all, or do you know like the lore of Fortnite?
Eh, somewhat. Somewhat.
Okay, okay. So can you tell us and the listeners what your thoughts are of the story of Fortnite thus far?
I think it's very interesting you know, from what I've been keeping up with.
Okay.
Uh it's extremely interesting. I feel like they're for a battle royale, they're doing an amazing job at, for the people that keep up with it. This is sort of like, like in like sort of like watching an anime, maybe, like, really though. Um you at the end of each season, I feel like in chapter 2 though, like they didn't do as good of a job like keeping people, like that's probably why I wasn't as invested in the story, because it's like there wasn't much changing and much, like story based stuff going on with the game. Like they sort of like at the end of at the end of chapter 2, like they sort of like threw like uh the girl with the curly hair and the glasses, like they sort of
Uh-huh.
just threw that in there at the end type. That's how I feel about it.
Sloan just like,
Yeah, they just threw
yeah,
Sloan in there, like, like it was epic, but I'm
yeah.
like, wait, I didn't even know this was going on, like why how is this a thing? Um they did they built up to it towards the end.
Mhm.
Um but like throughout like, chapter, like the middle seasons, like but it wasn't really, I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. Even in you
Um
describing it, it sounds like you don't know. It's like, what the heck
I
what
don't
is
know.
going on in this game right now?
But for um I've watched a couple of videos on it,
Uh-huh.
and for the most part, like that the story is really interesting actually. Like it's a really interesting story to keep up with when you put it all together.
Yeah.
It's actually a really cool story.
Yeah, I feel like it's such a it's my favorite question to ask because people are like they either make something up or they like kind of interpret it themselves.
Mhm.
And I feel like I'm always learning new things about the story. It kind of feels like Lost in some ways where it's just like we're kind of making this up as we go.
Mm.
But then Donald Buster's like kind of coy about it and is like, no, it's all part of the plan. I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't know
Mhm.
if it is. Like, show me the paperwork of like how this all makes sense.
Mm.
But ultimately, I think it's fascinating. Like the whole idea of like different different dimensions coming together to battle each other for the sake of like trying to escape like a something that could last forever is very fascinating. And it works easy with collaborations, it's like, oh
For
yeah,
sure.
sure, Ghostbusters now, whatever it is. But
Yeah, it works.
okay, so tell me the thing in Fortnite that gets you the most fired up. What is what is something that happens in Fortnite that gets you the most frustrated and the most passionate or excited? Like, what are those two things for you that you've noticed over being a content creator full time now? What are the things that get you the most frustrated, and what are the things that get you the most like excited for playing this game?
Um, the thing that gets me the most frustrated, I would say, like, skill-based matchmaking for me was a big thing, but I've sort of grown out of that. I'm like, so before, like around when I first started, um, I would complain about skill-based matchmaking a lot. Kids dunking on me, like, these kids have so much because these kids have so much more time to play the game than me. Like, obviously,
Yeah,
like when I was a full-time student and playing and with a job, and I was coming in, I was playing max like 4 hours a day, and other than that, I was editing and stuff like that. These kids have way more time to play the game than me. There's no way I could compete, and I've made multiple videos complaining about, like, like, why does Epic Games put me in the game with these kids? Like, I'm nowhere near as good as these kids. Um, and I think that, since going full time, I've gotten better. I've gotten significantly better at the game, and I'm sort of keeping up. I'm still getting dunked on. There's still nights where like I get dunked on or spawned like
yeah,
perpetually, but and get added chorused on, pieced up. But I've learned to, you know, take what I've take what just happened to me and bring it over to the next game. Learn from it, bring it over to the next game, and for the most part, like, when I don't do that, I'm locked into, entertaining the chat and type talking to the chat anyways. So, like I said, like whether I'm like if I'm getting dunked on, whether I'm getting dunked on or getting victory royale, they're entertained either way, and
yeah.
they're happy to be there. So, yeah, skill based matchmaking is what got me the most frustrated, and um, what got me the most fired up, I would say, is about the game of Fortnite. I
For me, it's when a plan comes together. So like you come up with a really dumb idea,
mm,
like drive your vehicle in a tornado and try to shoot the other team from the tops of the like when a plan comes together and it somehow works because no most of the time it doesn't.
mm,
I am on cloud nine. For me, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna sky base out of iron walls. Like, let's
mhm,
do this. And then it happens, and you're like, like I get so fired up. I'm so ready for the next match. But that's me. I don't know what it is for you that gets you like just like, okay, I could do this forever.
Mhm.
Um and I think with content creation, that's like a special thing when you know you have a clip, you're like, there's something special here. I get really excited to like, okay, guys, gotta go. Like later, I'm gonna go edit this and be really excited about the final product as well.
Yeah, when you say when now that I think about it, I just as a content creator now, like now that I've been doing this for so long, um, when something happens in the game and I give a good reaction, I'm already thinking of the way I'm gonna edit it. Like when I get
Yeah.
off stream, when I end the stream, and that's actually I love like when I'm firing up the stream, that's what gets me fired up. Um, there's one clip in particular, and I showed it to my homeboy as a stream before I edited it too, and it was a clip you've probably seen it. It's one of my more viral clips of 2021 actually, and it was of me. I was running by and I saw I forget what his name is, but it's a hot dog with glasses,
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay.
and I interacted with it. I'm just strolling around like whenever you interact with it, you don't necessarily have to pick anything or
It
talk to it.
drops something for
Yeah, it
you.
just drops something. Yeah. Um, and I interacted with it, and a scar popped out, and I'm like, wait, this doesn't usually happen. So I look at the camera, I'm like, and I turn around slowly. I turn the camera slowly,
Yeah.
and it sort of gave me like and that was and I gave it one back, and it was so perfect. Everybody on stream was like, oh. And I'm like, there's no way this doesn't go like extremely viral. And I'm
Yeah.
showing my homeboy the clip, and I'm like, yo, this is. I'm gonna edit this right now, and I'm put it up tomorrow. It's gonna go crazy. And sure enough, it did.
Yeah.
So I just love like running into stuff and giving good reactions and just knowing like as a content creator, like this is gonna blow.
Yeah.
You know, like I love getting potential clips.
Okay, so Epic Games calls you, right? And they're like, "Hey man, you have a lot of good ideas. And there's been a lot of issues that we've had with our game. Um and they're like, "Can you come down to HQ and just give us some feedback on what we can do to improve our game?" What PowerPoint presentation would you give them about things that you would be like, "Hey, this has been a problem for a while. I'm going to need you to fix this."
I
Because I feel
think
like one of my favorite clips of yours is there's a moment if you're listening. He gets in a truck and he's like driving his truck, and I think it's a bush or like a pole or something. And in the game, you can pretty much run over anything that's small, and he runs into it and it doesn't break, and you get out of your truck and you're like, is this your game? And then you go back in, you're trying to hit, and it's not breaking. And to everyone, it's like, duh, of course this should break, and it doesn't. But we have those moments in the game where, like, you're driving, and for whatever reason, something doesn't. You're like, why? Why can't I build here? Or why can't there's always those moments.
that's
But
right.
if Epic was like, we're gonna actually take you on your feedback, what feedback would you give them?
Um, I think back in a few months ago, like I would immediately turn to skill based matchmaking. Immediately,
Sure,
like
sure,
yo, this skill based matchmaking needs to be stronger. These
yeah.
kids are slipping into my game, full piecing me when they should like they probably have 100,000 arena points. They got bored of the arena, so they came to pubs, and they're here to destroy me and pub stomp all over me. Um, back then, I would say that. I'm like, nah, bro. I think that because I've sort of got tired of complaining about it. Not tired of it, but I'm growing accustomed to it. I'm trying to like I thought like instead of complaining, let me just let me just hold my ground, try to get better at the game. Um,
Yeah.
but I think that Epic Games does like regardless of like all the complaints that I make and all the "Is this your game?" clips that I make,
Hmm.
I really I love what Epic Games is doing with the game. Like, I honestly don't have a lot of complaints. I honestly don't.
Yeah.
I love the game, and I just love making fun of the game.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
really that's I love doing that, and the community loves when I do that too, and
Yeah.
the followers love it. Um, but I don't think I would have a lot to say,
Yeah.
to be honest.
You would just
Um,
take them up on the flight and enjoy your time.
yeah, absolutely. I don't think I would have a lot to say.
So, what is, if there's something that you could be most proud of right now, at the beginning of 2022, looking back on all of your content, all of your stuff, what are you most proud of as a content creator? Like where you're at right now as you're looking back. I think a lot of times as content creators, we're always looking to the next thing, and we do a poor job of looking at what we've accomplished, looking backwards. What's something that you would say that you're really proud of, that if people are listening, they could get a good glimpse of that from you?
Um, um, I'm not really huge on the numbers and like the concrete stuff. Um, Actually, one thing that's huge for me is I want to get that 100K plaque. I'm at 80K on YouTube now. I want to get that
Mm,
100K plaque. Like, I've watched so many of my favorite
yeah.
YouTubers get their plaques and stuff like that, and that's been a big thing for me. But what I'm most proud of to this point is growing such a large community in such a small time period,
Yeah.
and influencing as many people as I have, and having people look up to me, and just having a large influence on so many people, and having people come in the chat and come in the comment section, and let me know that I'm making their day,
Yeah.
and putting smiles and putting smiles on people's faces and making people laugh, so many people. It's liberating, and it's a great feeling, and I love doing it. And like I said, I want to put as many smiles on people's faces as I can before I finish, regardless of whether that's with gaming or like I want to be in the entertainment business, like, until I can't,
Yeah.
and I'm proud that I was able to do that for so many people
Yeah.
so far.
And if you go by his stream, literally, I feel like your elevator statement is handsome young black streamer who makes beautiful people in Twitch chat laugh and smile. And I feel like you accomplish that pretty much every day. And I think that's a really cool thing to be proud of, because if that's your goal, and that's happening and people are responding that way, like, that's cool. You get to accomplish your set goal each and every day. So that's rad. I love that.
Yeah,
So
appreciate
as
it.
we're coming to like a wrap up of all of this, I'm curious of what projects you might be working on, and in what ways can fans support you? What would be the best way for somebody to support you? And then if you have a support a creator, what is your support a creator, and how can we financially help you in that way too?
So Portal Creator Code is a microwave, and just MICAWAVE. I'm Microwave TV on a lot of other platforms, but for the Supporter Creator Code and Epic Games, the TV is not there. It's just MICAWAVE. And what you can look forward to me in the future, what you can look forward to from me in the future is I'm looking to transition into IRL content as well. Like, I love basketball. I love to play basketball and stuff like that. And I would love to dip my toes into vlogs and IRL content, because obviously, like, I can be entertaining outside of gaming and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Um, and I just want to do, like, I'll definitely still be gaming and stuff like that. But I just want to take my with gaming and with IRL content. I just want to take my content to the next level, and continue to learn. Like, I think I only know, like, not even like 10% of the Adobe Premiere Pro, my editing software. Like, I want to start dipping my toes into After Effects, um, and just elevating my content, taking it to another level. Collaborations as well. Like, I just recently, I've gotten games in with Chica recently.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Um, Action Man. Just, I've been wanting to get some games in with Action Man. Me and him follow each other on Twitter. He says he loves my stuff. And I think to this point, I've done so much solo work. I've gotten to where I am all by myself. And I want to, share my community and with other people now. I want to, see what kind of magic I can make with other content creators. And ways to support, like I just would like for people to pop in the streams, watch the videos. Almost at 100,000 on YouTube. 20K away.
Let's go.
And I've been working really hard. I've been pumping out content. I've been up all night and morning working on these YouTube videos, and I'm proud of my work. And I would love for people to watch the videos and get a laugh out of it and get a smile out of it. What I've been saying so far since we started talking, and just let me entertain you. That's all I can ask. Just let me put a smile on your face.
I love that. Thank you so much for being on this podcast. You are such a
Appreciate it.
refreshing guest to have on, and have such a great perspective on what it looks like just to be yourself in an environment that asks that we get a reward for you being yourself. I think I am just so captivated with how well you entertain others, and I hope that if you're listening to this podcast, you got to do yourself. you got to check them out. You have to. You'll walk away laughing and having a great time. So I truly thank you for being here, for speaking about this, and your passion comes through and trying to equip others to figure it out too. So thank you so much for being here.
I appreciate you for having me. It was great. It's great talking.
Yeah. Is there any last words or anything else that you'd like to say before we end it?
If you want to be a content creator, if you want to be a streamer, regardless of it doesn't matter what you want to do. Just make sure you love it. If you just, you got to have a passion for what you do to get anywhere with it. I love what I do, and it's in my Twitch bio. I love what I do, and so should you. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. And just love what you do. Period.
Thank you, Micawave. I appreciate you. Thanks for being on this season of the podcast. And of course, a special thank you to all of our listeners. Feel free to connect with us over at Twitter at Unvaulted Pod, or me, the Squatting Dog. And also make sure you check out Micawave Supporter Creator. That's MICAWAVE for supporting him. Until next time, I'm Squatting Dog. We'll see you later, nerds.